Hi, my name is James Weatherford. I'm the Technical Support Manager for San Diego Futures Foundation. Today I'm here to show you how to connect your computer, and if you received a computer today from us, I'm going to show you some basic information to connect your computer and get you on your way so you can enjoy your computer and get the most out of it. And so today the things that we're going to be covering is what you will get once you received your computer. And I'd just like to point out a couple things. So when you get your computer for the very first time, you're going to get the small mini tower, you're going to get a USB keyboard, you're going to get USB mouse, okay, and you're going to get 2 power cords. They also will come with a big screen 17-inch flat panel monitor, okay. This monitor will generally have a cable attached to it. If not, you can simply attach it. And we'll get more into that in just a moment, just a few minutes. So first thing I would like to do is show you some basic connections on the back of the computer. The power button for this computer is right up front. This is a standard Dell Optiplex 745 computer, and it comes with Windows 7 operating system. And it's very easy to just connect this. You can have this all up and running in about 5-10 minutes. Okay, so let's get started. I'm just going to go ahead and turn the computer around, and what I'd like to show you today is some standard connections. There are some connections on the front, but you really don't need to use those at this point. But to get the computer up and running, we're just going to go over a few connections. The good thing about this computer is all these connections are color-coded for you, so you can't make a mistake on how you connect it. Over here on the far end, this is where your power goes. So you have 2 power cords that came with this. Of course, one is going to be for the computer, and one is going to be for your monitor. We're going to connect that in just a little bit. So you have your power connector here. I suggest make that the last thing that you do connect into your power surge or your wall outlet. You have your sound ports here for microphone and either headset or speakers. And then you have your network cable. This is where your internet will be connected to. So if you have high-speed internet, this is where you would be connecting that cable today. Right below that, you'll have a number of USB ports. The good thing about this computer, there's USB ports on the front, and then you get 6 more on the back. So you have plenty of USB ports in case you have other devices that you want to connect, like your cell phone, digital camera, all of those type of things, even a webcam if you wanted to use that for Skype. Also, these connections over here, these are your I/O connections, and what these do for you is this pink one here is color-coded. Unless you have a printer, you may not be using this type of port. Most printers these days use one of these 6 USB connectors. But in case you have an older model printer, you can use this parallel port here that's color-coded pink. For your monitor, color-coded in blue, this is where the cable that came with the monitor will be attached. And you can't make the mistake on that, because if I was to when I turn this monitor around, the cable that's attached to it is also blue. So you just match the blue end of the cable to the blue connector on the back of the computer. Very simple. When it comes to your mouse and your keyboard, well, they're just USB connectors, and you have 6 here to choose from. And around the edges of the USB connector is also black. So again, it's color-coded, and that's exactly where you want to plug them in. Some people may want to use the connector on the front side, but it's not necessary. You can just use the ones on the back and keep the ones on the front for convenience, so you don't always have to reach around the back of the computer. All right, let's get started. First thing we're going to go ahead and connect is our keyboard. This is a USB keyboard. The good thing about this keyboard is if you have external speakers, you don't have to go to the speaker to turn up the volume. The volume is right here on your keyboard. So you can use this to stop or play music, turn up the sound on your speakers right from the keyboard. No need to mess with the speakers once you get those connected. So we're going to go ahead and connect this USB port right on the back. Very simple. The black end of the cable for the USB cord goes right into the USB connector. Next, let's go ahead and connect the mouse. This is your USB mouse. and it also has a black color-coded connector on it. So we'll go ahead and plug this in. It doesn't matter if I use the one right up under the keyboard or one of the other slots. Any one will do, and we'll just go ahead and connect that. Okay, we're already halfway there. Now we want to go ahead and connect our monitor. Simply on this monitor, you just turn it around, unravel the cable, okay? Take the blue end of the cable. Now, this is called a VGA connector, and it has one simple plug. You can't put this in any other way but the right way. It's color-coded for one, and it's slotted, so you can only put it on one way, okay? If you want to take a quick look at that, so it's slotted. Also, so it doesn't fall off, it has two screws to hold it in place. So we're going to go ahead and connect this connector right over here to the VGA port on the back of the computer. What you want to do is take it and push it all the way in, make sure it's seated, and to make sure it doesn't fall off, you just go ahead and tighten your connectors, your fasteners. You just screw. They only need to be thumb tight. There's no need to get a screwdriver out or anything like that. All right, now that we got our VGA cable all connected, we're going to go ahead and connect the power and finish connecting the power to the monitor. All right, so you have, as I mentioned before, there's two power cords that come with it. It doesn't matter which one you use on what part of the computer. They're interchangeable, and you can use either one on either piece of equipment, okay? So we're going to go ahead and open this up. And first thing we're going to do is plug this power cord into the monitor, okay? Now, just like most of the connectors on computers, they're slotted, all right? Looks just like this. They're slotted, so you can't make a mistake plugging this power cord in. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the little fastener here. Okay. Let's move this out the way. Let's go ahead and pull this back. What you'll see, and just turn this to the side here. Okay. What you'll see is the other end of the VGA. That is no different than the side that connects to the computer. They're both slotted. It doesn't matter if I turn them around or whatnot. Okay, so if your monitor comes with the half of the cable already attached, that's fine. If it doesn't, just follow the same instructions that I use to connect the computer side. All right. So the power cord just plugs right on the back of this monitor, and it just goes right into the slotted connector, and you push it all the way up. Make sure it's seated all the way in there. What I've seen sometimes is if you don't push that power cord all the way up in there, when you're on the computer, sometimes they have a way of wiggling loose and dropping out. So you want to make sure it's securely seated all the way in there, all right? It may not be a bad idea to go ahead and take the power cord, and if you know where you're going to put your computer and it's going to stay there permanently, you can route all the cables and make it nice and neatly fitted. So you can go through the back of the stand, okay, bring it all the way through, and then go ahead and plug it in your slot, your connector, okay? So now you have both your cables coming out the back, okay? It's nice and it's neat. It keeps all the cables from being all over the place. Some people, after they get their computers completely connected, they like to take some ties and keep all the cables nice and neatly so they don't get tangled or damaged in any way, okay? So now let's go ahead and connect the computer side of the power. Go ahead and open my package up here. All right. Same thing applies. You have a slotted connector. As we talked about earlier, here's the slotted connector for the power source. You can go ahead and plug that right in. Make sure it's seated completely in. And you're all ready to go. You're ready to connect the power into the wall outlet. Now that we've got our computer, all the devices completely connected, only thing left to do is plug in our network cable, and the network cable is what's going to allow you to get onto the internet. This is what mine looks like. They all don't look alike, but they're similar. the color really has no bearing and makes any difference, okay? Yours could be blue, yellow, or even like mine, green, okay? You're not gonna be, this doesn't come with the computer. You should already have this. This comes with from your service provider that provided your internet, whether that's AT&T, Cox, or even Time Warner in some cases. It comes with the cable. All right, this comes with your cable modem. So if you don't have one already, then you make sure you contact your cable internet provider and get this. And it's very simple to connect. One end looks like a phone jack, and it goes into your network connection here, right above your USB port. So all you do is plug that in. To remove it, there is a little tab on top that you press and pull it out, okay? When you plug this in, you'll hear a little click. And that's how, what you want to do sometimes is give a little tug to make sure it's securely fastened. You don't want to be on the internet and then this cable falls out, right? So you make sure you push it in until you hear the little click. And then with the other end, you connect this to either your cable modem or your wall outlet if you have a wall outlet. In my case, I have a wall outlet, so I'm just going to go over here and just plug it right in. And again, you want to listen for the click. Well, this one didn't really click. Let me try this other one. No, didn't get a click out of that, but I did tug on it, and it's securely fastened. Okay, so at this point, the computer's all connected. It's ready to be turned around and turned on. And we're going to come back in just a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and hop on the internet and show you what you're going to be looking for. All right? Thanks for joining us today at San Diego Futures Foundation.